Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today's topic 8.4. And again, you're going to be working with your data in different forms. And this time we're going to organize it into a frequency table or a histogram. And you don't have to write the success criteria because we'll do that in just a second. So settle in. Here we go. Okay, so for today, I want you to put this in your comp book. So a frequency table and a histogram work together, and you can have a frequency table by itself, but you really need the frequency table to be able to make the histogram. So a frequency table shows the number of times that data values occur in a data set. And you can use tally marks to keep track of the number of times a data value occurs. And you'll notice that this time there's a range. And so sometimes with data, they work nice and neat. And you can say, oh, it's going to be, by intervals of 10. Sometimes you have to look at it and you can skew the data a little bit if you represented it with different ranges. So I want this to look like kids are doing 0 to 9, but maybe I want that to look not so compelling. And so I could go by 5s, and maybe this is 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, and spread this out a little bit more. Just depends on what my purpose is. And that's one of the things with data and representing is sometimes we can not misinform, but we can persuade people in different areas because of the data. So frequency table always will have a title, has to have the title because we need to know what it's about. You have to have your ranges. You need to have a label of what those ranges are about. There will be a tally and then always a frequency number. Now, I know that you could probably look at this and go, oh, but Ms. Krumsick, that's 9, 7, and 2. Doesn't matter. We always do a frequency column, okay? And then with the histogram, we take that information and we use bar graphs to show the frequency in equal ranges or the groups of the data. And it's displayed like this. So one of the differences of a bar diagram is that bar diagrams go like this and they're separate entities. These we're going to go right up against each other because they're not separate pieces of data, they are ranges. And so because of that, they will be butt up against each other. Again, we have to have a title, which should be the same title. The number of students is actually what is from the frequency. So that just tells us how many people were a part of this study. And then, so you could think there were 9 folks here, 7 folks here, and 2 folks here. So the total in the study would be 18. And if you looked up here, that would equal 18 as well. So that's how those things come together. Ranges are titled or labeled again. And then notice, just like in a coordinate graph, we have to label the y-axis and we have to label the x-axis. So a lot of labeling on the histogram, okay? So make sure you write all of that down, pause if you need to, and then we're gonna do this first little example here. Okay, so we are going to take a look at this one. Luke recorded the prices of different pairs of sneakers at the store, okay? And so they kind of have a frequency table here. They were really nice and they did a label. They did the prices. They started the ranges, so we're going to fill that in. We're going to look at the data and put the tallies in and then do the frequency. So they gave us the first one, and it looks like we're going from 20 to 39, so we're jumping about 20. So if this is 40, then this one would be 59. This one will be 60 to 79, and this one would be 80 to 99. Okay. And now we have to put in our tally. So just like before, we're going to say 50. There's 1, 45, 36 is in there, 30 is in there. Oh, we got an 80. 35 is tallied for us. 35 is tallied for us. 45. 32 is in that range. 40. 24 is in that range. 50. 35 is in that range. Another 50. Another 50. 35 is in that range. Ooh, we finally got a 65. 30 is in there, 32 is in there, and 90, some expensive sneakers. 45, 30 is in that one, 42, and another 50. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 sets of pieces of data. I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yay, they match up. All right, so the tallies are done. What do we have left for the frequency table? Yep, the frequency column. So we've got 11. This one we've got 1. This one we have 10 and 2. Okay. Pretty nice and neat, just organizing these numbers so we can look at them in a certain way. Okay, so before we do anything, this one needs a title, and I'm just going to take prices of sneakers, because that's what it was over there. We have the numbers of pairs of sneakers, and this one is the price, so we have both of our labels. We have our ranges 40 to 59. Sorry, you can't see it with my pen. 60 to 79, 80 to 99. Okay, we have 11 for the first one. This one we're going to have 10. So I'm just going to come over here. Doop, doop. Next one we only have 1. Doop, doop. And the last one we have 2. Okay, so you can really see what helps if my number or my bars are. All right, so most sneakers are going to be in this range, but every once in a while you have a pretty expensive pair of sneakers. Okay. So that is how we would do that one. So let's do one from scratch. So Mrs. Lynn, Mrs. Lynn recorded her students' test scores. She represented the daily, represented the data in a frequency table and a histogram. And they told us that she used intervals of 62. So let's start with our table. This is, oops, I have a whole thing here. Students test scores. You don't have to write this one in your book. You can just watch. This one is the scores, the tally, and the frequency. I am, even though it says 70 to 60, I just want to make sure that 60 is the lowest number. That was 68, 67, and 65. So I think that will work. So 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89. And it looks like we do have 90 to 99. None of them are 100, so we're okay there. Okay, so let's start tallying. We've got 71, 99, 95, 96, 77, 79, 78, 81, 75, 90, 84, 99, 87, 68, 67, 99, 82, 71, 84, 88, 89, 67, 83, 76, 74, 93, 65, and another 99. Finish up the frequency. We've got 4, 8, 8, and 8. Okay, you could count those all up. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So this one needs a title. So students' test scores. This is going to be the number of students. This one will be the test scores. And we would say 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99. And it looks like I'm just gonna say that's 10, 5. I'm just gonna kind of estimate it. I can draw in the lines, but I'm flying here, so that's about 8, 8, and 8. Okay, so I would need to put my hash marks in over on that side, but then I would have a complete histogram. Okay, so hopefully you find that pretty easy. Be systematic with your tallying. Don't short step yourself. Make sure you're filling everything in. And you're going to do pages 493 to 494, numbers 16 through 18, and come back and correct your work. Good luck.